Welcome to MPG News at 6. Our next story will be about the triumphant Nelson Mandela, an African man who spent 27 years in prison, in attempt of ending the English apartheid in South Africa. About 3 hours ago, Nelson Mandela was released by the South African President, F.W. de Klerk. Mandela spent 18 years in a prison on Robben Island, which was 13 kilometers from the nearest shore. Mandela and the ANC now plan as running for President of South Africa in the country's first ever democratic vote. February 11, 1990 was one of the greatest days in the history of South Africa. The leader of the African National Congress, Nelson Mandela, left Victor Vorster prison outside Cape Town as a free man for the first time in 27 years. In 1964, he was sentenced to prison for life on charges of treason against the state. He spent most of his prison years in a feared prison on Robben Island off South Africa's southern coast. His wife Winnie was with him as he walked out to freedom, cheered by the small crowd the police had allowed close to the jail. Later in Cape Town, 50,000 people turned out to greet their hero, who was to stay at Archbishop Tutu's residence. Mandela much preferred this mansion over the horrible conditions he had lived in for so many years. Nelson Mandela warned that the political protests must continue until all black South Africans were free and equal partners with the whites. At his first press conference, he was asked how he felt about the celebration he was giving after being released from the prison, and he replied,
"I must confess I am unable to describe my emotions. I was completely overwhelmed by the enthusiasm. It's something I did not expect. And I would be merely rationalizing if I told you that I am able to describe my own feelings. It was breathtaking. That's all I can say."
Come back for more on Nelson Mandela after these messages.
Hey, Gracie, you know how our family has Daddy,